So Moab,
Hello, Luca.
what's happened?
We have a case study today from doc12.sorint.com about web application security, cross-scripting, cross-site scripting, penetration testing or pen testing by one of our pen testers. Let's invite on stage Paolo Elia, a pen tester from Circle SecOps, and Luca Famá from Circle SSL, an application security consultant. Ciao ragazzi. Let me give you an overview first about the article that's written by Paolo. So we were doing a penetration testing to one of our clients and things went in a different direction. We found a major bug in a big WordPress plugin, WP Optimize, one of Updraft's plugins. So I read the article, of course, so I have a lot of questions. Let's discuss further. First question I would like to know from Paolo. So WP Optimize is one of the plugins of Updraft Plus. Am I right, Paolo?
Yeah. The bug was found in WP Optimize, one of Draftplus plugin that is used for web application optimization, so including tasks like cache cleaning, image compression, and more. Moreover, it's one of the most widely used plugin of its kind, with more than 1 million active installations.
1 million active installation at the moment working?
More than today, yes.
Okay, I read the article several times. I couldn't understand, when did you trigger that you understood there is a problem, there is a bug somewhere?
Well, I become aware of the bug while I'm trying to bypass Wordfence, WordPress security plugin installed on the web app, and toward an XSS. So I was trying some XSS payload with a particular encoding to see if the web app would respond in a strange way. And after several attempts, I successfully executed JavaScript code in my browser, which triggered the classic pop-up alert in the page that confirmed the vulnerability. And the first thought was, wow, I found a vulnerability in Wordfence, but after a deep analysis of source code with my colleague Luca Famá, who deal with secret code development, we realized that the vulnerability actually affects another WordPress plugin, which is WP Optimize.
Okay, sounds clear. Let's ask this question to Luca. Ciao, Luca.
Ciao.
I understood Paolo received a CVE for this finding, for reporting this finding. What does a CVE mean, or what does it mean for a security person specifically?
Yes, CVE stands for Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures, and it's basically a database of publicly available and known vulnerabilities. This CVE can be only assigned by an authority, which is referred as CNA, which stands for CVE numbering authorities, which are entities that are authorized to release and assign CVEs. Okay, so basically CVEs they confirm this vulnerability and they assign an identifier to each CVE. And for a security professional, this is really a pretty nice recognition, because it proves basically that you did some research on some software and that you found something that no one found before. So it's something also referred as 0 day. So you were looking at the software, trying to find an issue. You find a security issue, and this issue has been recognized by a CNA. As with a CVE identifier, and this is really pretty nice for a security researcher, because you're not only helping the company for which the bug has been reported, but also you are helping basically all the people that is using that software, because from now on that software is more secure thanks to the researcher that found the vulnerability and proceeded with the publicly with the vulnerability response. With the vulnerability disclosure process.
Okay, Paolo found the bug. Congratulations, Paolo, of course, for your CVE. Paolo found the bug now, and why did he need to contact you from Circle SSL? Why does he need Shift Security Left?
Yeah, basically he found the issue by doing some fuzzing and testing with the runtime application, but then he wanted to better understand the root cause of the issue. So he contacted me to take a closer look to the vulnerability. And after an initial analysis, we were able to isolate the specific component of the application that he was testing that was responsible for the vulnerability, which, as Paolo said, was this WP Optimize plugin, because he was testing a WordPress instance website.
Sorry to interrupt you here. Sorry, just to make sure I understood correctly. Yeah. So we were doing pen testing for one of the web applications of our clients on a WordPress framework. Correct. We found there is an XSS. We stopped the penetration testing and went deeper to understand where is this XSS coming from. Yes. Which was then later found in one of the plugins of WordPress. Am I correct?
Correct. That's correct.
WP Optimize. Okay. Then from there, what happened?
Yes, from there we, since this plugin is actually source code publicly available, most of the WordPress plugin are have source codes available on the web.
Right.
We wanted to take a closer look to the source code to actually find the specific place in the code where the vulnerability arises. And then after further analysis, we first isolated the specific feature that enabled the vulnerability, which was a WebP conversion feature, which is an utility that this plugin is using to convert all the images like PNG, JPEG, and other image format to a more lightweight image format, which is called WebP, which is commonly used in web application for optimization, let's say.
Okay, one of the image processing functionalities or fields, let's say. Okay.
Exactly. So when we disabled that specific feature, the bug was not reproducible anymore. So we basically
we started disabling all the extensions until we knew exactly from which extension this is being caused.
Correct. And then for that specific extension plugin, we found a specific feature of the plugin, which is this WebP conversion feature.
Okay.
And then we, at that point, we knew where to look at the source code. So we actually identified the specific function, PHP function, which triggered the vulnerability. And also, it turns out that that function was actually using another PHP library. So that this WP plugin was importing a third-party PHP library, which is called Simple HTML DOM. And the vulnerability came from that library.
Okay, I'm very impressed about how deep we went. We opened the source code of the plugin. We found exactly it's a built-in library used by this plugin. You hear it, Luca?
Sorry.
And then we went ahead and then we started to look at the source code of that PHP library because it was also open source. And then we found the
sorry, Luca.
Sorry to interrupt you. No, I want to give you the opportunity to give some details or the context, because this is very important here. Everything happened is inside the software life cycle. So this is the very important passage here, because you know about the DevOps movement, let me say, or model or methodology, or you can the culture and so on. So they added the DevSecOps, trying to put into the life cycle of a product in IT software the security. Then they moved to they try to shift security left and doing the Sec DevOps and so on. So to put security into the software life cycle. And this is our initiative, that is the Sec DevOps, that we call a shift security left, that is to put the security inside the software. Everything happened is inside before releasing the software and so on.
From requirement gathering, designing, all the security activity starts from this phases.
The work of Luca is to help the developer, because we see a gap from the developer and the security guys. and we try to fill the gap, to try to use our expertise in security to help the developers in this case, or the infrastructure guys, so the dev and ops guys, to be able not to put to delivery or to deploy product with vulnerability. And it's a challenge, but you have to start with the security in mind, with the security in the design of the application. They do every time a sort of UAT to see if there are vulnerability, then back again, but you have to go into details because we are using a lot of open source library, we use third-party plugins, we are using, it's very complex, the world outside, and security is a very big issue. So this is the important things here. We are trying to add not to the another layer of security inside the software life cycle. It remains to the security guys to do the assessment outside, to try to secure everything in your infrastructure, in your product, and so on. So it's a segregation of duty also, not to the security. This is happening during the software life cycle. So, and then we can help the developers how to avoid to use to fall into this kind of problem in the future, how to be able to understand the risk, the threat behind the plugins of WordPress in this case.
Whatever plugin you're using. Yeah, I think that's why they involved Luca from Circle SSL. For sure, they have more experience in web security issues. So they wanted his experience to penetrate exactly where this bug is coming from.
Yes, not only, but they also they have experience in developing. So they are trying to put everything together. So because this is the missing part.
If I can add something related to what you are talking about. Now Paolo found the issue, okay, and he did his own vulnerability disclosure process. So now this vulnerability is public, okay? Now imagine if a company that is using that specific plugin, WP Optimize, doesn't know about this new vulnerability. They will be vulnerable until they will update the dependency. So part of the Shift Security Left is also being aware of what you are including in your own project, what kind of third-party code you are including in your project. If you don't have this monitoring, if you don't know what you are going to use in your own code, your own application, you might be vulnerable. So we want to also reduce not only the vulnerabilities that a developer can introduce with its own first-party code, but also about open source dependencies that you are bringing into your project.
And thank you on behalf of the 1 million people who are using this plugin or applications. Sorry for the time being, I have to close it here. But last question for Paolo, please. Now we know the bug, we know where it's caused from, exactly the plugin, we know all the details needed. How do you report it?
I reported the bug by following the WP Optimize security issue reporting guidelines. So I opened a ticket on the plugin forum where I reported the problem without disclosing any technical details. So they respond by providing me Updraft Plus support email where I could send all technical information. So I sent email and the Updraft Plus support respond to my email after 4 days, confirming the vulnerability, thanking me after for the work done, and informing me. Then they credit me when the DCB was released, which happened 5 months later.
It was a new version was released without your without the bug, and you did check the code again, and you found the difference with the repositories or the juice, right?
Yes, right.
Yes. This was your first CVE, Paolo?
Yes, it's my first day. I'm really happy I got it, and I would like to thank my entire team for their support and the development team. For helping us to analyze the bug. So
thank you. I hope they hear you now, and thank you, Paolo, and congratulations, and for more CVEs to come. Grazie Luca, grazie Paolo.